Hi, all. Welcome to Evolutionize Marketing or Networking. I'm Destiny with Evolutionize Marketing, and I'm here to let you guys know that overwhelm is okay, but I'm letting you know overwhelm is most certainly for others. So I posted a like challenge for you guys for the month of November. I'm just doing a little bit of a check-in. I'm doing like ahead of the others. I'm doing day 12 where it says, this is the most popular idea, but here's what you don't know. So the most popular idea when it comes to business is advertising. Like advertising is everything, marketing is everything. But a lot of people don't know that they are advertising and they are marketing without having a set in stone brand and branding idea. So part of your brand is the strategy, your business strategy. And if your brand is not together, please see the past photos. You can click photos and you can see all the archive photos that I have posted on the group. If you are overwhelmed, please make it simple for yourself. You click on the photo and it will show you all the archive photos. You look at the one that says branding versus marketing and it will explain what I'm talking about right now. It will break down the fundamentals of branding versus marketing. Unfortunately, people don't know. Like for me, I've been a business major for, since I started this thing, like almost like 15 years ago, since I started like marketing and stuff. And I really didn't know the specifics of branding and marketing. I just knew like how it felt like. I think we all have that in life. Like we know what it feels like. Like we know what success feels like, but we don't know how to explain success sometimes. And that's when you cannot be a teacher. You're still a student. So I have posted branding versus marketing. And what I will tell you guys is that when it comes to branding versus marketing, what you will see is that a lot of people do not have their brand together and solidified it. And that's why when competitors come in, they knock you off of the competitive scale. Like you can't even scale the way that other people's are because your brand is not fundamental. It's not a trade secret. You know, you can easily have your business running, but if you don't have a trade secret, like for instance, restaurants have trade secrets. They have their recipe, like KFC has their fried chicken recipe. Now we all fry our chicken, but KFC had a special recipe that they sold to investors and different things like that. And they capitalized on that recipe. So that is where your business comes from. Just everybody, mom and pop, small business is just where you're running it, and it's flowing with the economy. But when you become an entrepreneur, this is when you sell a trade secret to a company and everyone is excited to spend their money on your trade secret. But your business investors and your company is safe essentially because you sold your trade secret to this other higher intel investors, and then now they know how to market it correctly. A lot of people are just like, oh, I give my money to this person, I do this and that, and it's okay. But I'm here to tell you, investors will not invest in your brand if you do not know how to pitch your brand. A lot of people I speak to do not even know how to pitch their brand. I come through, I ask, what do they need help with? I'm interested in their brand, but when I get on the phone with them or I'm in business relations with them, they are confused, and that's okay. I know that was a thing with me. I've had people like in the inception of my brand, it was too soon for me, I believe, but not for God. And some people, like, they wanted to invest with me. I did not specifically know what it was that they wanted to invest in me. Then they wanted to train me in different stuff like that. But I wanted to figure out exactly what I wanted to learn to be trained in because I have 15 years under my belt. So when people wanted to train me, I was like, I want to know, like, if this is sustainable in the market, if this is sustainable in the economy. So I kind of declined some offers time and time again, and it was uncomfortable. But you know what? Declining things is okay because now you have clarity, and clarity came from just failure time and time again, but failing forward. So I'm here to let you know if you are failing forward, you are right on track to success. That actually is success. I saw when I looked at the past about 7 years ago, I did a fundraiser and my goal, I set it kind of low. It was like $200 for my birthday fundraiser. And guess what? I raised about $100 for a foundation, and it was like, I'm really into the mental health community. It is not an easy community to be a part of, but I've been a part of this community since I started my business. So that's a part of my brand as well. And it is uncomfortable because when I talk to other business owners, they want to know statistics, and I know them. Do I know all of them? Absolutely not. But when I'm working with business Mongols, that is a part of my brand. I'm like, well, what are you doing for this part, for this community? What are you doing for that community? Because that you guys are affecting this. How often are you guys affecting this community with your negligence? Because negligence is something that can be, if you're in business law, that is a problem. If you're negligent to this community and you say you're raising up the community, you're raising up the economy, I do not believe we have healthy values. And a lot of our companies, when I would like to be a coach, is you're not paying attention to that. And that's why we have cancel culture. And I've talked about this time and time again. So if you just see the company as monetary and you are for this, foundation, for this fundraiser, and this company is just, tearing down the rainforest, and, this is just a fantasy agreement, fantasy world. This isn't real, but this is a, philosophical, just making a philosophical statement, but this isn't a real company. But say you're for the rainforest and you're for eco-friendly, and this is what your brand entails and promises as an integrity, and you sign with a company that is tearing down the rainforest, does not care about eco-friendly materials, making people itch because they come to your brand because they have allergies, and now this company is cutting corners and people are itchy, people are filing cases, filing lawsuits because you're not following your brand. That is what I'm talking about when you cut corners. And when you have a brand, that is a part of branding. If my brand helps with your allergies, why would I sell it to a company that does not care about my customers and my clients' allergies? It's just, people are novice. Now we are getting stronger as it is 2024 and we're going in 2025, but we have to, take our hats off and just, praise God, because some people have made mistakes so that we can learn from them. And I never put them under throw them under the bus or sweep them under the rug. You can study, mistakes and terrible lawsuits so that you can, and you and your company can thrive. That is healthy for your business as well, to study heavy cases that, are in your demographic, in your target audience. Those people helped you. That's 100% healing for your company too. So me as a marketing consultant, it just depends. Like if you have certain fears, like, oh, I fear this will happen, we will study case studies. Part of case studies is looking at laws that were passed because this person did not know what they were doing, So that is something too. So the popular topic, we'll say, is to run meta ads. And this is what I'm coming to you to say. So I am Destiny from Evolutionize Marketing. If you are tuning in right now for the first time, we are about a couple minutes in, and I have explained that I am very excited to just join the community of personal development as well as marketing consultations and business strategy. And I'm bringing a strategy today. And what I saw is I gave this group a challenge, and I'm just coming in and checking in. I'll have about 30 minutes on it, just as long as we can complete and explain the challenge. You're welcome to take it on. You have from day 1 to day 30. And I brought up the incentive that I will be, giving about $45 towards either Canva or CapCut, because I know it gets expensive. So for Christmas, we will, I believe I said around December 16th or around mid-December, we will figure out we will close down the contest, and then around Christmas you will get your gift in it, and it has the value of $45. So I come in here to check in with you guys, engage, and see if you understand the rules and the things that you have to do. It is intense because it is from day 1 to day 30, but it's all the things that you can do. We always talk on our Facebooks. We always talk on our IGs. Make it intentional for the month of November. Day 1, and you could start later, but you're not going to be in the competition. So we have day 1, you are going on your story and you're answering these different things, and people are getting to know your business, getting to know your branding. So we have day 1 all the way to day 30, and day 11 is asking you to talk about, and I kind of talked about that yesterday, is to really talk about what people are not doing. It's kind of like that kind of thing. So unfortunately, I don't have it up right now. But let me see. I can bring it up on my Facebook here. So I'm about to log onto my computer because I just want to make sure that we are, staying on track. And I'm going to just address certain things and then we can conclude this. So I will be signing into my Facebook right now, and it's going to take a quick second. And when I sign into, hold on, it's like all the way in I have like some shorts on, so don't mind me, but I'll be signing into my Facebook. Let me see. I hope everyone's having a happy Monday. For me, I kind of took a little break doing certain things. So it felt like slow for my Monday. Like I feel like my Monday should be like more intense. However, it's really like not, it's not like, spiraling and going like how I want it, like all fast and stuff. So it's kind of like business is like that. When I talk to my business Mongol friends, they're like, yeah, you're gonna have some slow days, you're gonna have some fast days. So I'm following my own advice. So what I want to teach you guys is you're going to go up here. It says evolutionize networking. It says discussions to the left. It says featured. It says members. It says events, media, files, guides, and then questions. What you're going to do, and this is instructions, so please listen. You're going to click media. When you click media, you're going to see there's all the files of the things I talked about. So when we talked about branding, they're all right here. I take my time to really research and put this stuff up here. It might be overwhelming, but you're capable of it. And like I said, overwhelm is for others. So when I look over here, I put a lot of branding things, and I used to put them in files and I used to put them in albums and stuff. People, when it's simple like that, people don't really search and look for it. I can start that again. I would put the hashtags on things. People just, it's really, they forget. So when you have it in order, like I do it day by day, it's kind of simpler for you guys. And then it all like flows together. When I had it in albums and stuff, it wasn't working for people. So I've been at this, I've had my own like Facebook groups and stuff for like, we'll say like maybe 10 years now. And I had one just giving people inspiration. And like I said, I flow with mental health and stuff like that. So I would give information on how to build mental health. And I've actually seen people choose Christ as their Lord and Savior. Now, you don't have to choose Christ as your Lord and Savior. It is not a thing, but that is a part of leadership. You're getting heavy into leadership. If you have need something bigger than you to believe in. When you have someone come to you and God is bigger than you and God will handle it, you are responsible enough for what God has for you. So I speak excellency over every area of your life. And I know that you guys watching this, you will operate in excellency. You will bring glory to God in all that you do. And if you don't believe, oh, this, that, and this, you have to understand, when you study Thach Nich Dan. I don't know how to say his name very well, but I used to study him so much, and I think he's an amazing warrior spirit. However, there's very many out here. And he humbled me because he taught about like a flower. I'm kind of getting off topic, but please just stay with me. So you have the sun here. He talked about the flower. He said, when it comes to a flower, you have the stem, you have the petals, you have, the center part, which is like the pollen and all that. You have the roots, you have the water, you have the sun that bakes and brings the nutrients to the flower. You have the chlorophyll and all the chemical compounds and the scientific compounds that are going with the flower. If the flower is just like, oh, I'm a beautiful flower, it takes a lot for a flower to be what we see it as. We keep it simple as humans, but it's not that simple when it comes to spirituality and when it comes to just the essence of being. Like the whole being is very intense process. See, and when you believe in it's bigger than you, then you will know it's your company, it's the people that support you, it's the people that's in your company. You're not just believing in I, you know, it's us. And that's when you step into excellency, because you feel safe enough to let someone take over your brand. You feel safe enough to let someone support you in your brand. When you're living in a us, you might be sabotaging. But you know what? We go up and down in that, because I know, like I told you, I went where God pulled me in a weakness, and I saw weakness in me, and I was like, oh my goodness, like I'm sabotaging here, and I didn't know, you know? So it's really, it's feeling safe to fail. Essentially, we can't do everything on our own. And when you go to people that's on it, you're gonna look like a failure to people that have mastered that. They have mastery there. You can claim your master, but you have to go through where you are failing here, failing there, and it is a thing. So we will be moving on from that discussion. And if you look inside the media, I clicked on, this is the same author of this. His name is Sajuhi Jasuja. So, Sahil Sajuha. And he has like the black, like ambiance with his stuff. He kind of does the same marketing, and it says how to overcome low sales like a pro. So you go from no sales over here to the left, and then he teaches you like a strategy that you go through. He also taught like branding versus marketing. So this is him teaching, and this is what you would go through when you aren't selling. So so it's like a FAQ. If you realize FAQ, say you go on a website, you're like, well, how do I click out of this browser? You go on a FAQ. This is what he's created for sales. So you're starting in the FAQ, you're typing in Google, no sales. Why am I not getting any sales? So you'll go down the line and it says, do you have a strong online presence? So you have two categories, yes or no. There's no in between. And when you're doing sales and you're sitting here like, well, I think I do, that is a problem. You need to be clear with yourself. Now, compared to your competitors, are you staying afloat, or are you struggling a little bit? Are you pacing, or are you going a little under? So for me, I'm going to play the field, and I'm going to say, yes, I am. I have a strong online presence. I'm doing these master classes. I'm in my marketing funnels. I'm doing what I need to do. So we're moving to the right. Are you generating enough leads? So am I generating enough leads? I'm going to be honest with you guys. No, because I'm bringing something that people are not used to, but I'm not making no excuse. It does not say that on there. So it says, are you generating enough leads with your online presence? No. So then what do we do? So what are we going to do? We're going to boost our lead generation efforts. So you're just going down the line. It's very simple. So if I were to be generating leads, it says, yes, is your sales team efficiently closing deals? That's the next question that you ask, but I didn't make it there yet, and that's okay. So you can create it as I'm a failure. No, there's this guide right here. This will help me overcome low sales like a pro. So don't make meaning of it. So I'm going to know, it says boost lead generation efforts. What am I doing here? I'm creating a masterclass with the challenge that I have presented for you guys. So this is me being vulnerable. So what I do now, if increased, is there still no sales? So I am boosting lead generation efforts. Blessings for you. This is lead generation. This is letting you know what I'm up to. And this is creating a real connection to you guys, so you can see, okay, this is the expert in the field that I need help in. Don't ever look at it as people are trying to sell you something. This is an expert that really is answering the call and is bringing service to you. So if increase, is there still no sales? So if I increase my lead generation, is there still no sales? Well, I am increasing my lead generation because I'm seeing that about 20 to 30 people are watching these lives, maybe 50. And that is a whole, it's a whole classroom. Like if you were to look inside college, 50 people going to class is a lot daily. So that, like, we look at that as not success. It's actually success. 50 people looking at your stuff, 20% of those, you take about 20% of those. It's about what, 10 people? 10 people will be 20% of 50. excuse me if my math is off, I'm doing it really quick. So 10 people is success. You should have a click-through rate of about 10 people, and you should be generating about 10 people out of those 50 if you're successful in sales. No, you cannot take all the 50. You would have to be at least 20% successful to have, you know, that millionaire mind state, that six-figure mind state. You need to be generating outcomes about 10 out of 50. Now, if you're hard on yourself, you're not going to be able to do that because you're not going to be able to conceptualize that you aren't good at this, and you're going to be arrogant and you're going to think that you have to generate all 50. Get out of your mind and stop it. You should be only generating about 10 out of those 50. You think you're going to take all those 50, wildin'. And that's why you would need a mentor. So when we look at it, it says if increase, there's still no sales. So what you would have to do is now, see, I'm teaching, my fundamentals is teaching how to do marketing and how to do advertisements. This is advertising without having to pay. But his strategy is, if you are doing this, now you have to pay, and now you have to understand your funnel. And this is what I'm teaching with this. I'm teaching to do this and stuff because I'm seeing a lot of people do not know what their funnels are. They're doing masterclass one time. They're doing a post this time. They're doing this and that. You need to stick to one thing. And that's what we talked about yesterday. So he's stating, if you cannot generate leads, it is because you have a funnel problem and you have a paid media problem. I didn't really have to go live yesterday because this is on here. It says how to overcome low sales like a pro. And it's very simple. You go down the line. It tells you what you're missing. It tells you what you're doing. But guess what? I took the time to create a video so that you can fully comprehend it. So again, we really don't have to go live or do any of this stuff because they keep it really simple. They curate this stuff for you guys. So it's really, are you taking the time to look at this stuff? So when people are doing their work and you come to them and you say, hey, I'm the source to help you, and they are doing their stuff like this and they're looking at things like this and they're like, well, I'm looking at this sheet daily, how to overcome low sales, and I'm following the protocol. Why are you calling me, telling me stuff I need to know? And then you're getting an attitude with them. That is a problem. You don't know what you're selling. Now, what I'm selling is, you don't have to pay for leads. You don't have to pay for leads. You don't have to pay for media. You know why I'm selling that? Because I'm noticing people are paying for media because they're told they have to, and they don't know what to do with those leads. Once the leads come on, they are overwhelmed. They don't have the proper people knowing how to close. They don't have a strong enough sales team. So then we'll go to the right. Okay, I'm generating those leads. People are coming off of Facebook ads. I don't have the strategy to close those leads. So when you look at, is your sales team effectively closing those leads? That's what I wanted to come over here. The popular thing is pay for media and make sure your funnel is popping and popular. We're looking at week 2 in the day 1 to day 30. The popular idea in week 2 is paid media, having your funnels together. Now, if you're paying for media, and again, I'm repeating myself, you don't know how to close deals. I've seen that with a lot of people. I ask them on Fiverr to do things for me, and they don't know how to close the deal. They're saying these are their prices, but this is the work that they're giving me. You're on Fiverr, you're killing it. You got the marketing together and you generated this lead. But when I tell you to put a pitch deck together, you don't know what a pitch deck is. So if I take you into a Fortune 500 company and this is the work ethic you're giving me, absolutely not. You do not know how to effectively close deals. So if we are sitting in a room, and now, because I'm a business strategist, business marketing major, and I take you as my main social media manager, and then Nike sees you and wants to work with you, or Puma sees you, wants to work with you, and you don't know how to have your stuff together, you don't know how to put a pitch deck together, you're fired. I'm not going to sit here and allow you to make excuses. And that is part of my brand. My brand is integrity. My brand is excellence. So if you're sitting here and I'm just hiring you because you're cheap, well, I don't have an effective sales team and closing deals. I'm just looking at, I'm doing enough to stay afloat. This person is creating these different curated things for me, but they don't know how to run a business. I'm looking at it all, and that's part of branding. We're hiring all these cheap people on Fiverr, but when they don't know how to work with major, that's unfortunate. That person been with you for 10 years, we'll say 5 years, because you're cheap. And then now when you go to um, work with higher companies and Fortune 500, they fired. No, you should start to like be serious about your staff in the beginning. So this helps with that. So when you look at they don't know how to effectively close deals, you're looking at, you have to train or reconstruct your sales team. So if they just like, I just want to stay in my bag and I just want to like curate stuff, I don't really want to do sales, then they won't be a part of your company. They would be an independent contractor. And that's a part of branding. You just go to them for one thing and you might not pay them a lot because they cannot expand within your company. That's part of your branding too. If you're giving this person like the CFO title and they don't know what they're doing, it's your fault if you're failing. You need to study these guides. So that's a popular thing, is sometimes you just really like people's work and you're giving them titles that they don't need. Now this is skewed and I'm pretty sure we're not that nonchalant, but you never know. This might be important to someone. Sometimes you have friends and family within your business and they don't really know what they're doing, or spouses and girlfriends and stuff, but we'll get off that. You need to train them effectively and you need to reconstruct your sales team. So when I look, you go down the line and it says, if trained and reconstructed and still no sales, you need a better sales strategy. You need a better sales strategy because it's a problem with your sales strategy. Now, what I've been looking at was, it was a problem with my sales strategy. What I started to see is that I was selling these consultations and I was selling like SEO and I'm selling how to advertise. A lot of these people that I was reaching out to did not know how to close. I actually know how to close. So when I'm looking at the popular demand is teaching people, okay, let's work on your SEOs. Let's work on, hold on. It's a little loud outside. A lot of the popular demand was like, let's look at your SEOs. Let's advertise this way. This is, your call to action. No. People were doing all that. But when I was on the phone, fear was online too. And when they were having to close me, they're getting short with me and they're like, just whatever, just purchase the class or just go. Like, cause I'm looking for real customers. I'm like, okay, you didn't get this sale. Or I'm emailing and they're not getting what they want out of me. And then they're just like, you know what? You can just leave. Like, I'm a customer at the end of the day. Like, do you understand we live in cancel culture? But I understood, like, when I was reaching out to people, I made a clear decision. I was like, oh, y'all walling. And let me tell you, I'm not interested in the way you're acting. It was, when I first started, it was people sending screenshots. I'm a part of a lot of communities and I've been a part of them for a while. And it's so much so that like when I even say what's up to people, they're like, how are we already friends or how are we connected? I'm like, because I'm doing my work and I'm networking and I probably met you at another event or I probably met you through groups and stuff. And we clicked, we probably went on a hike or something and you don't remember me because it was years ago, but I'm putting on, and I'm sure you are too. So a lot of times you had to watch your brand with that too, because I've connected with people in the past and they've came into my future. And so it's accountability, and that's how God works too, because when people pissing me off here, It's someone in that business. It's the 6 degrees of separation. It's someone in that business that supports me, and they're like, no, that's a good person. I've worked with them for a while. They've handled this. They've done this and that. No, they're a good person. You actually tend to get stressed out and you do this, you do that. I trust this person because I've been with this person for like 6, 7 years, business wise, just networking. And this is how we roll, and this is what we do it. So you need that on your team, you know. So if it is a sales strategy problem, you're doing all the paid ads, you're doing the meta ads, you have the content marketing problem. Now we're looking at a sales strategy problem. When someone does not agree with you, what are you doing? Are you shutting down and getting upset? Or are you saying, hey, give me 3 to 4 business days. I will figure out a solution to that. That's the most powerful thing you could do. And let me tell you, the bigger brands and bigger companies, they are doing that. They're like, okay, give us 24 to 48 hours to resolve this. I'm going to take this to my manager. That's the best thing to hear. But when you're arguing with someone, you're just like, oh no, like it's giving mid. It's giving mid. It's giving no. Now me, I will tell you guys, if you ain't on your stuff and if I have to keep repeating myself, you're done. But I will, like I said, my promise is for like those 90 days, I will pray over your company, pray over everything. I don't sit here, wait for people. And people's laziness with me, because I'm authentic, it start coming out like the first month or two. We say all these things like darkness comes to light, but when your darkness is showing, I'm gonna need ego to go away. It's okay. Your darkness is safe here. It's okay. But when you sit here and you want to be perfect all the time and your darkness is coming to light and now you start hiding, you're a coward. And I don't play with cowards. So when you're sitting here and you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing all this spiritual things and then when I'm working with you and your darkness is coming to light, it's your purpose to love that darkness. So when people sit here and they're like, you're going to leave me because this darkness coming up, I'm not. You're leaving you because I'm seeing darkness is here. Darkness came to light. That's a healthy thing. Your darkness came to light and it's time to nurture it. You guys have not been around nurturing energy. I'm not going to nurture you like your mommy and daddy do. I nurture you in a sense of I ask God to, bring clarity to it. I ask God to, support you in it because it's new. You've never seen that side to you consciously. You've probably seen it in, we laugh at the memes where you're dating someone. We see it in our relationships, but when you're in business and you can hide it, well, it is scary when someone is so authentic and they pray and God puts it online that you are a jerk right here or you do this and that. My darkness was coming to light, and you know what I was doing with it? I was thanking God for it. And I asked God, give me a strategy for when my darkness comes to light. And sometimes the strategy was like, you got to walk away from those people. They're fake and they aren't ready to confront that part of them. Don't put the fear in them. Don't nurture it because it's a waste of energy. And I want your energy to be focused on me, not them. Don't put them on a pedestal. They're not listening to me. They're not listening to others. They living in this facade. They got this mask on. Leave them alone. He said, pray for them. And sometimes I was praying for people and they were doing the same thing over and over again. That is in the Bible called a stony heart. And they say everything is in your heart. If someone's praying for you time and time again, or they're holding space for you and it's a stony heart, you are getting something out of that. When it comes to a sales strategy problem and God has you bumping against a wall time and time again, and this is a weakness, it's time for you to give that position away to someone else. You aren't the one to be closing the sales. And why would a CEO be sitting here closing sales? You got to hire out. And you got to know how to create structure for those individuals. If you lack structure, you got to go to a mentor. You got to go to a marketing consultant because you don't know how to run your business. You just know how to make the money from it. So when we go further down, it says, when you have a sales strategy problem, what do I do next? I fix the closing and objection handling techniques. So when you are getting objections, you can go on YouTube, you can go online, and it teaches you how to handle your objections. You don't take it as you're rejecting me and my company and you're taking it personally. You're looking at a page and you're like, okay, so this is an objection. Why you as the company? Okay. Or this is an objection like, hey, I don't choose to allow you to, I don't choose to allow you to, do this and that. Like, can we do this and that? Oh no, no, you need to have a typed out, business plan where if you're getting closing objections and if you're handling objections, you need to have a sheet and memorize those. So we can look at price, another time. Next, it goes into your price. So if you have a sales strategy problem, you got to look at the price. Is the price fair? And if it's not fair, you have to reconsider your price with your competition. So we'll be moving on. So what I wanted to look at is if you have objections. This is what I've been looking at. It was a problem with me. I was getting objections. Now I'm handling them. I'm thriving in them. But a lot of people, they're running into objections and they're shutting down in them because they're like, I need this sale. No, you don't. That's the worst, to have like that person as like your go-to. I need this sale because I need to pay off my business and pay off my mortgage. And no, God can bring better. So, when you look at interview questions today, what's popular is getting upset, right? And having a meltdown, having a little, having a little breakdown. I've been seeing breakdowns with business owners or people that just don't get their way, or people try to break you down, or you have that experience where you think, oh, you're coming here just to break me down. Oh, that is the problem area. That's something you need to work through. So if you want to work on your objections, your sales objections, one thing I can suggest to you is look